the speculation which has already been in the public domain, it might be possible these will be a part of Congress party. And specifically in Haryana state, we have seen a lot of calculations are being made by a lot of political parties to understand undercurrent of Haryana politics. So let's see, till the time officially there is no declaration, it's difficult to say on this thing. But yes, of course, speculation are already in public domain, and so many times we have seen even the Congress Neta, they have also spoken on this issue. Back to studio.
But how significant would it be if a decision is taken? We do understand yesterday only the AICC in charge of Haryana, Deepak Babaria, had said that discussions had taken place on 32 of the 41 seats that were finalized as well. However, there were no specific discussion that took place as to whether the two wrestlers would be fielded from the Congress party or not. But how significant or how important would it be for the Congress party and beneficial for the Congress party if the two wrestlers join the party and are fielded from Haryana?
Well, as of now, we have seen the BJP has a big challenge to combat with anti-incumbency in Haryana. And that is one of the core reasons why the candidate list is not being released, because they are doing the multiple survey. But if we can talk about the Congress, and specifically if the wrestlers are going to join, we have seen the farmers, they are already supporting other political parties beyond the BJP. And the same thing they are also expecting, because we have seen a lot of protests have been taken by the sports person also. Somewhere down the line, it seems the lot of calculations have been made by the political experts and political pundits in the state of Haryana, and that could be possible reasons why they have already decided to go and extend their support to the wrestlers so that they will join the party, and party will get a benefit not only in Haryana, other places also when elections will be coming.
But this is very important, Gurpreet, as we see just right before, we do understand that the Congress party, of course, is also expected to announce the name of its candidates. And before that, the two wrestlers meeting the Congress MP here gives out a big hint here.
Well, yes, we can talk about this thing, and we can also speculate this political observations which are being seen from the pictures also. What I have learned from some of the Congress netas also, they are totally in touch with the Congress. Now the question is, after joining the party, whether they are going to become a candidate from the Congress side or not. That type of speculation is already going on in the Haryana politics. And even what we have learned, all the parties, they are waiting for each other candidate so that they will be able to formulate such type of political strategy in this Haryana polls, and will be able to get the power through this elections. So let's see that what type of officially announcement by the Congress, whether the Congress is going to declare officially they are going to be a part of the Congress at a big way in Haryana state politics or not. That is yet to be seen when the Congress is officially making announcement on this issue.
All right. Thank you so much, Gurpreet, for getting us all those details there. Well, amid speculations over the top two wrestlers joining the Congress party, this is the picture now that has been released with the two wrestlers meeting Rahul Gandhi here, and of course there are murmurs that the two wrestlers might be joining the Congress party and even would be fielded in the upcoming assembly elections. Whether that happens or not, that remains to be seen. Of course, the Congress party would be releasing its list of candidates very soon. We'll be getting you more on that. Well, shifting our focus now to some more news that we're tracking. This is coming in from Maharashtra. After marathon meetings, the Mahayuti is likely to finalize seats in the next 2 weeks. Out of the total 288 constituencies in the state, the BJP is likely to contest around 160 seats, and Shinde Sena could get about 70 seats, and Ajit Pawar's NCP could get 50 seats. Ajit Pawar has, however, sought 60 seats under pressure from his party leaders. That's the latest coming in at this point in time.
That's right. As far as ruling Mahayuti, which is the NDA coalition, is concerned in Maharashtra, they've been having marathon meetings over the last several weeks, be it with the CEC or with the central leadership. There had been multiple gatherings of all the top leaders within BJP, Sena and NCP. Looks like the final seat sharing will be out in a couple of weeks. Now, what we are hearing is that of the 288 strength assembly, 160 seats may go to BJP. So, BJP could take the largest chunk as far as the assembly elections in Maharashtra are concerned in the Mahayuti equation. And Shiv Sena may take about 70 to 80 is what we are hearing. As far as Ajit Pawar NCP, which is not looking good at the negotiation table is concerned, may have about 50 seats, although it wants to contest at least about 60 seats in the assembly elections. Now, we know for a fact that Shiv Sena had a better strike rate when it came to Lok Sabha elections. It performed better than both the BJP as well as NCP in the Mahayuti equation, yet it may not get the largest chunk. BJP continues to be the big brother. NCP did not have the best strike rate. Still, it wants more seats as it is under pressure from several of the party workers as well as party cadres. There are going to be churns within NCP. We did see how many of the NCP workers and leaders did shift sides to Sharad Pawar camp, and that could continue to happen in the days to come. At this point, of course, the Mahayuti is trying to reduce disputes and bickering as far as seats are concerned, because it did cost them dear during Lok Sabha. There was a lot of bickering which led to delay in the announcement of seats as well as candidates. That really cost them a victory in Lok Sabha elections, which they don't want to repeat at this time, which is why early meetings happening. There could be announcements also happening very soon. Winnability is a factor that is considered, but there are internal disputes certainly. But at this point, of course, Mahayuti trying to reduce these disputes as much as possible so that the Lok Sabha results don't get repeated in assembly elections.
Well, that is what the NDA alliance in Maharashtra, of course, is hoping for and is making all efforts to do that. Well, we'll be getting you more on that. Meanwhile, some more news that we're tracking at this point in time. Last night, a 27-year-old woman died after being hit by a speeding car in Malad area of Mumbai. Well, after the accident took place, an angry mob also thrashed the driver of the Ford car. That's the latest coming in. Those visuals also coming in, have come in after the accident had taken place. This young woman was killed after she was hit by a speeding car in the Malad area. Well, we do understand a lot of commotion was also witnessed after the mob had thrashed the driver of the car. Some more news now that we're tracking. This is coming in from Madhya Pradesh. After his complaints against corruption allegedly ignored for years, a man from Madhya Pradesh assembled a garland out of the documents and made an entrance into a district collector's office that left everybody stunned. Crawling on the road and then rolling on it, the man dragged several other documents containing what he claimed was evidence behind him, finally getting the attention that he was so desperately seeking. Well, like every Tuesday, a public hearing was being conducted in the office of the Neemuch district collector to address people's grievances when Mukesh Prajapati was spotted crawling on his elbows, a garland of documents around him, and several others sewn together on a rope trailing him. As he switched to rolling on the road and made his way to the entrance, it emerged that Prajapati had been complaining against the alleged corruption carried out by the Sarpanch of his village and claimed that he had not been heard for over 6 years. We'll keep an eye on the updates on that. Meanwhile, some more news now. The entertainment enterprises and co-makers of the film Emergency have moved the Bombay High Court seeking a direction to the CBFC to issue certificate for the film. Well, Zee has petitioned the Bombay High Court seeking an official copy of the film's certification from the CBFC. Zee claimed that despite being informed of the film's certification on August 29, CBFC is yet to provide a formal copy of the certification. Well, the plea alleges that CBFC has illegally withheld the certification. Zee is seeking an urgent relief from the court, and well, the court has agreed to hear the plea today. Well, my colleague Radhika is getting us more on that. Radhika, we do believe the hearing is going to take place today, and the plea that has been filed contends that the CBFC has illegally withheld the certification to the film. When is the plea expected to be heard, and what all arguments are expected to be made from the maker's side?
That's right. Bombay High Court has in fact just started hearing the plea by Zee Studios, who are the co-makers of Emergency. In fact, Zee Studios seeking release of censor certificate from the CBFC. The Bombay High Court's division bench has just started hearing the matter. In fact, we are given to understand that the bench of Justices Kolabawala and Justice Firdaus Pooniwala are hearing the case, and advocate for CBSE has in fact now submitted that the response that the petitioner has claimed there was a response from CBSE saying that certification has been given was only an automatic response. The Madhya Pradesh High Court has directed them to consider the representation of the makers. So this is what the CBSE's advocate has told the Bombay High Court at this point. Also, senior advocate for Z is also seeking an amendment for certain prayers in that particular plea. Remember, the makers, Z Studios in this case, have sought a certification, release of certificate from the CBSE side. This is what the plea is about.
Okay.
Now, of course, the hearing has begun.
Okay.
We know for a fact that before the Madhya Pradesh High Court, there was a petition by certain Sikh groups which had objected to certain representations in the film, after which certain directions were given by the Madhya Pradesh High Court. Now, remains to be seen if Bombay High Court orders for the release of the certificate, because here the makers are telling the court that the certificate has already been given, or rather announced to them, but it has not been given to them. It has been withdrawn deliberately to the makers of the film, which is illegal and arbitrary.
Right. Okay, all right. Well, the hearing is underway at the moment. We do understand there has been a huge controversy surrounding the film, but the plea was filed in the Bombay High Court, and that alleged that CBSE had illegally withheld the certification. We'll wait for the court order to come out. Meanwhile, thank you so much, Radhika, for getting us all those details there. With that, it's time for a short break here. More news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
And impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
from Maximum City, Mumbai,
To the seat of power, Delhi.
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter.
And impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From Maximum City, Mumbai,
To the seat of power, Delhi.
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
breakfast news on NDTV. 8 a.m. every day.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live.
Welcome back after the break. Torrential rains in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh led to the death of 35 people, damaging roads, submerging rail tracks and flooding crops across thousands of acres. Residents have said that they're struggling to meet their daily needs as rescue and rehabilitation efforts continue. Well, the IMD has also issued a yellow alert for 4 districts in Telangana and has warned of heavy rains today itself. Andhra Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has said that it's the biggest disaster he's seen in the recent years. Well, that's the latest coming in at this point in time.
Naidu, in fact, went for about 3 to 4 hours on a JCB covering about 25 kilometers. He's trying to reach out to the last of the people, he says, to find out whether flood relief material in the form of water or food is reaching those areas. And that's the reason why, without any escort vehicles, in fact, he's going to those areas that are not reachable with any other form of vehicle. And, of course, wading through the waters as well, third time running. And I must say, for a 74-year-old, very senior leader, this is something that the people of the area will perhaps remember. A few points that the Chief Minister has made. One, he has said that the dangers in terms of the flooding may, for the time being at least, have receded because the waters in the Krishna River at Prakasham have receded to about 5 to 6 lakh cusecs as against more than 11.45 lakh cusecs that he had spoken about just 24 hours earlier, which means the water release that happened from the Prakasham barrage gates has helped, and therefore water should start receding from those areas. The second part is that drones have been used very, very extensively. Yesterday, if about 27 drones were used to reach water and food and other essential things like medicines to people. Today 30 more drones are going to be used, so almost 60 drones will be put to use in order to reach the relief material to the people. And the Chief Minister in fact saying those drones will be also used to see which are the areas which are badly cut off and where the rescue operations still may need to be carried out. 2 choppers still are around to be able to do that kind of an activity. And he has also said that because there is vast tracts of agricultural land where the crop has been lost, the drones may be used to capture those visuals also to find out the extent of the loss. The third part is about the cleanup operation itself, because thousands of homes and thousands of vehicles as well, two-wheelers, four-wheelers, all of them stuck in the mud, huge amount of slush that is there inside homes and inside the vehicles as well, and some of them in fact buried literally in the sand. That will become very, very difficult to retrieve. And the Chief Minister has now said that the fire department will in fact go and try to help in the cleanup operation inside homes as well, because people, once the water recedes as well, for them to go back to their homes is becoming very, very difficult, and the fire department will help in those operations.
All right, situation continues to be tense on the ground there. We'll get you more on that. Meanwhile, that's the latest update coming in. Now to Nagaland, where at least 3 people have died while several others were injured and a few are still missing after heavy rainfall led to landslides that took place late Tuesday night in Nagaland's Haryana along National Highway 29 between state capital Kohima and Dimapur. Well, the restoration works are still underway, but the national highway is completely cut off for the movement of vehicles. Well, what we are also learning at this point in time is that a portion of the same highway was also washed off in New Chumuke Dima on Tuesday evening. Hundreds of vehicles are reported to be stranded on these routes. We'll be getting more on that in just a bit, but that's the latest development that we are learning of. 3 people have died, and there are still many who are missing after this landslide took place late last night in Nagaland's Haryana area. Well, we are shifting our focus now to some more news that we are tracking at this point in time. In connection with the Bengaluru cafe blast, we are learning Union Minister Shobha Karandlaje has now apologized over her controversial remarks. Shobha Karandlaje had made certain controversial remarks after the blast took place in Bengaluru, and the remarks pertain to the people of Tamil Nadu, linking them to the blast. Now, Union Minister Shobha Karandlaje has apologized over her remarks. Well, my colleague Sam will be joining us in just a bit. Meanwhile, that's the latest coming in at this point in time. Shobha Karandlaje also has sought quashing of FIR that has been filed against her. In her apology, she said that there was no intention to hurt the sentiments of anybody. She has apologized to the people of Tamil Nadu after she had linked the people of Tamil Nadu to the blast. But now she has filed an affidavit and has tendered her apology over the same. Well, what we are also learning at the moment is that she said that I have the highest respect and regard to the history and culture of Tamil Nadu, and I have no intention to hurt the sentiments of people of Tamil Nadu. My colleague Sam is now joining us on the broadcast here. Sam, this is big. We are learning now Shobha Karandlaje has filed an affidavit and has tendered an unconditional apology.
That's right, Kitty. She had filed this apology in the form of an affidavit to the Madras High Court, where she had earlier moved a petition seeking quashing of an FIR filed against her in the context of the comments, what many call a state speech comment made by her in Bengaluru earlier in March. This was soon after the Rameshwaram cafe blast in Bengaluru. Even as the NIA probe was on, she had made a comment at a press conference saying that many Tamils learned to make bombs in Tamil Nadu and they plant bombs in Bengaluru. And a private complaint by an individual was filed saying that this triggers panic and projects every Tamil as somebody who gets trained in bomb making and planting bombs. And the Tamil Nadu government in the court has said they are fine if she would tender an apology at a similar press conference. But now she has filed an affidavit apologizing, saying she had no intention to affect the feelings and sentiments of Tamil people, and that she respects everyone. Now the Tamil Nadu government would respond. The case has been adjourned, whether they would be fine with this or would they really seek her tendering apology in the form of a press release. And politically, these comments were made in the run-up to the Lok Sabha elections in March. And that time it was seen as an attempt to help the BJP in Tamil Nadu in an attempt to project as if the state is heading towards a kind of encouraging this kind of groups in a bid to help the BJP expand their footprint in a state where they have very little presence. And now this has come up a huge embarrassment for the BJP. Still, the case has been adjourned. Now we'll have to see how the court would, what the Tamil Nadu government would say now.
Okay. So all eyes will be on the response of the Tamil Nadu government and we'll be getting more on that. Meanwhile, thank you so much, Sam, for getting us all those details there. Please keep an eye on the developments there. All right, shifting our focus now to some more news that we're tracking. Prime Minister Modi is on a historic state visit to Brunei. PM Modi held bilateral talks with Sultan of Brunei today, and the Prime Minister has said that the talks were wide-ranging and included ways to further cement bilateral ties between our nations. Well, bilateral talks were held to further expand trade ties, commercial linkages and people-to-people exchanges. Marking the first ever bilateral trip by an Indian Prime Minister to Southeast Asian nation on day 2 of the tour, Prime Minister Modi met the Sultan of Brunei. Well, the Sultan is the second longest reigning monarch in the world after the late Queen Elizabeth II. Prime Minister Modi will also be visiting Singapore as part of a 2-nation tour.
हमारे सदियों पुराने सांस्कृतिक संबंध है, हमारी मित्रता का आधार हमारी यह महान सांस्कृतिक परंपरा है। यह भी सुखद संयोग है कि इस वर्ष हम द्विपक्षीय साझेदारी की 40वीं वर्षगांठ मना रहे हैं। भारत की एक्ट ईस्ट पॉलिसी और इंडो पैसिफिक विजन में ब्रुनेई का महत्वपूर्ण साझेदार होना ये हमारे लिए उज्जवल भविष्य की गारंटी है।
Well, my colleague Ghazali is now joining us on the broadcast, getting us more on this very historic visit of Prime Minister Modi to Brunei. We do understand it's second day of the tour, and Prime Minister Modi has met the Sultan of Brunei, Ghazali, and the Prime Minister also has said that the focus is going to be on expanding trade ties with the country. All right, I'm being told that Ghazali will be joining us in just a bit. Meanwhile, that's the latest coming in at this point in time. Prime Minister Modi has met the Sultan of Brunei, and we do understand he's also said after meeting him that the talks with the Sultan of Brunei have been wide-ranging and included ways to further cement the bilateral ties between the two nations. Well, talks were held between the two leaders to further expand trade ties, commercial linkages and people-to-people exchanges. All right, my colleague Ghazali joins us back on the broadcast here. Well, Ghazali, it's day 2 of the tour, and Prime Minister Modi has today met the Sultan of Brunei and also said that the focus is going to be expanding people-to-people exchanges as well as trade ties. What are we expecting here?
So both the leaders reaffirmed their steadfast commitment to maintaining the peace, stability, security, prosperity and resilience of the region, and underscored the importance of adhering to the principles outlined in the United Nations Charter International Law. So that is related to the cooperation when it comes to the Indo-Pacific region. A very key part of this meeting, because India wants to ensure that when it comes to Chinese influence in the Indo-Pacific region, or to say in the larger context of the Asian continent region, India wants most of the countries on its side, and that is why this visit and this meeting was important. Now, coming to the country-to-country or the bilateral sides of concern, both the leaders recognize the important role of youth towards national development and agreed to promote greater youth exchanges between the two countries. Also, when it comes to some development between the two countries, both the leaders welcome the planned direct flight connectivity between Chennai and Bandar Seri Begawan, the capital of Brunei, which will foster stronger people-to-people linkages and facilitate increased trade and tourism activities between the two countries. And we should know that there are Tamilians who are staying in as part of the 14,000 Indian diaspora.
Okay, all right. Several MOUs are expected to be signed between the two nations, and after that we are learning after lunch, Prime Minister Modi will depart for Singapore, and there Prime Minister Modi is expected to meet the members of the Indian community as well before being hosted for dinner by his counterpart, Prime Minister Lawrence Wong. All right, some more news now that we're tracking at this point in time. We're shifting our focus to Nagaland, where at least 3 people have died. Several others were injured and a few are still missing after heavy rainfall led to landslides late night on Tuesday in Nagaland's Haryana along National Highway 29 between state capital Kohima and Dimapur. Well, restoration works are underway, but we are given to understand that the national highway is completely cut off for the movement of vehicles in the area. Ratnadeep, my colleague, is now joining us on the broadcast here. He is on the ground getting us more details about the situation there. Ratnadeep, what more can you tell us? We do understand the latest information that we had is that there were people who were still missing. Any information that's coming out about them?
That's right. A massive search and rescue operation is underway at Haryana, where the incident has taken place last night. This is on the National Highway 29, which had actually in past couple of days suffered severe landslides. There have been very massive rainfall in Nagaland. In fact, the place where this landslide had taken place, on both sides of the National Highway now, there are long queues of vehicles. The state capital Kohima is now cut off from the commercial capital of the state, Dimapur, and in fact the Chief Minister had posted on X saying that operations are underway, and he has informed about the incident. Now what we are learning from authorities is that at least 3 people have been killed. There are few people who have sustained injuries. There are few others who are missing, so therefore search and rescue operation continues there. This is a key link as far as Nagaland is concerned in terms of reaching state capital Kohima and through the commercial capital Itanagar. So therefore this national highway also goes further and links Nagaland to Manipur as well, and therefore a key link now is disrupted with this massive landslide which has taken place only few days back. One portion of this national highway had given in due to massive rainfall, and restoration work was taking place. What authorities are telling us, there are 2 operations taking place. One is the search and rescue operation for the people who are said to be missing, and the other is to restore the national highway, because you have long queues of vehicles waiting for hours since last night because of this landslide which has completely disrupted traffic and blocked the national highway.
Absolutely. People are having to face a difficult time here. 3 people have died so far, that is what we can confirm, and there are some people who are still missing. My colleague Ratnadeep gets us the latest from the ground. Meanwhile, I will go to him in just a bit for more. That's the latest coming in. It's time for a short break here. We'll be right back.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of coal, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
A very good afternoon. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Divya Vada. We have a whole lot lined up for you over the next 1 hour, including the film Emergency of Kangana Ranaut has not got the certification yet. Well, that case had come up in the High Court today, and the court has withheld the certification of the film. We'll get you all the details. First, the headlines. Well, it is Zee Entertainment Enterprise, the co-producer of the film Emergency of Kangana Ranaut, that had sought the direction as far as the Central Board of Film Certification in order to issue the certificate for the film held by the actor. The court, the Bombay High Court today has withheld the certification of the movie Emergency. In the Haryana polls, top wrestlers meet with Rahul Gandhi. Bajrang Punia and Vinesh Phogat met Rahul Gandhi before he left for Jammu and Kashmir. This meeting amid speculations about the wrestlers joining the Congress party just ahead of the polls in Haryana. It's Mamata Banerjee's government versus the centre over the Kolkata horror. It is Union Minister Kiran Rijiju who has written to the Chief Minister of Bengal saying that no consent by the Bengal government for POXO courts, and it is Mamata Banerjee who defended herself, saying that those fast-track courts were funded by the centre and that funding stopped back in 2013. Key MCD poll amid this is the Aam Aadmi Party versus the LG, and that face-off, the voting is underway after the LG appointed presiding officers, and the LG officers got on to say that they went ahead and appointed those officials because the mayor did not do so. Prime Minister Modi met with Brunei's the Sultan of Brunei. The Prime Minister said that the key focus was on strengthening and cementing that strategic partnership. They also held bilateral talks. This was the Prime Minister They're saying that in order to further and expand the trade ties, the commercial linkages and people-to-people exchanges, those were the things that were discussed during that meeting, and the Prime Minister has now taken off for Singapore. And India makes Paralympics history with 20 medals, the highest tally ever. India's contingent surpasses the performance at the Tokyo Paralympics. Let's get you our top story, and that's the certification of the film Emergency has been put on hold by the Bombay High Court as the co-producer of the film Zee Entertainment Enterprises moved the Bombay High Court seeking a physical copy of the censor certification from the Central Board of Film Certification so that the movie could be released on its due date of the 6th of September. Zee Entertainment Enterprises had moved the Bombay High Court seeking that official copy. Zee had gone on to claim that despite being informed of the film certification on the 29th of August, CDFC had yet to provide that formal copy of a certification. So that is why the co-producer of the film moved the court in Mumbai. So the Bombay High Court today has in fact put a hold on the certification of the film that stars Kangana Ranaut. Do remember that she is also stepping into the shoes of directing the film. But the co-producer of the film has, had taken up that matter in court today, and the Bombay High Court, while listening to that plea by Zee Entertainment Enterprises, has put a hold on the certification of the film that was to be released on the 6th of September. Interestingly, at the same time, the CBFC had informed the Madhya Pradesh High Court that it is yet to grant censor certificate to the movie. The CBFC told the Madhya Pradesh court that the movie is still under consideration and it will not be released on the 6th of September. Now, Zee had argued that without the certification, they'll be unable to screen the film, and this would cause irreparable damage and harm and violate their fundamental rights when it comes to freedom of speech and right to carry on profession under various articles. Emergency, do remember, is a biologically political drama that explores a significant historical period of the national emergency that erupted in India in 1975. And we have my colleague Radhika joining us. Radhika, a hold has been put on the certification as far as Bombay High Court is concerned. The co-producer had moved the court in order to receive that certification, saying that, this would harm, financially be very harmful to the makers.
That's right. That is the contention that has been expressed by the makers of the film Zee. In fact, Zee had petitioned before the Bombay High Court yesterday, saying that they would like the court to direct the CBFC to release the certification. In fact, they had contended in that petition that they were informed via email that the film has been certified, but they're yet to get the physical copy. So the argument is happening on that particular email, whereby the CBFC in fact states before the court that it was just a system generated email and it was not an officer who had sent the email. So therefore, in a sense, saying that this is not an official certification as such. The court did not take to it well. Of course, the court pulling up the CBFC over it, saying that, this is carelessness on the part of the CBFC in that case. Officers should be pulled up. How can this auto-generated email not be considered as an official email? This is something, of course, that has been said by Zee as well. In fact, Zee also making some very important points, saying that the board should have said that I have issued the certificate, collect it. If anything else happens, then we will, then it is the responsibility of the law and order to take care of it. So Zee there, in fact, arguing why is a certification body concerned about the law and order or, perceived threats as far as this film is concerned. It is for the state to take care of it. Also, Zee pointing at how, it is the film of a sitting MP. So therefore, the state will take care of the law and order situation. If at all it arises, the duty of the CBFC is to watch the film and give the certification, which in fact it had given via that email. However, there is a back and forth post that due to the perceived threats here, of course, Zee also saying that they gave her a censor certificate and could have simply said, look, we have given the censor certificate. If there is unrest, the state can take care of it. Now, bench there also asking why did you inform the Madhya Pradesh High Court about the pending proceedings. The MP High Court had accepted the statement made by the CBFC that it has not given any certificate to the film and has said the censor board will have to consider the representation. Now, when the Z said that it is a system-driven email, which means that everything is done and a formal certificate needs to be issued, the bench did agree to that, saying that we are with you on this. On the email is written merely because the chairperson has signed, it doesn't mean the film hasn't signed, it doesn't mean this film is not certified. They cannot say we watched the film, we sealed the film, but we don't like your face, so we won't certify the film. So, of course, going by the proceedings, or rather the procedures adopted by the CBFC, whereby it had sent that email in which it had very clearly said that the film has been certified, and now with the flip-flop being shown by the CBFC, the Bombay High Court, they're coming hard on CBFC, saying that you cannot, withdraw the certification once you've already certified the film, citing law and order situation, which is what the Z also in its arguments putting forth before the Bombay High Court.
Right, so a lot of concerns there, that have been raised regarding the portrayal, especially of the Sikh community in the film, of course. So Radhika, the co-producer of the film has gone on to say that this would in fact really be harmful for the movie, and which is why, talking about how they need this certification. However, Kangana Ranaut has gone on to say that she is very hopeful to get that certification very soon. Thank you so much, Radhika, for joining us. And let's just also switch tracks now, and this is in regard to the upcoming elections in Haryana. And just ahead of those elections that are coming up, it is Rahul Gandhi, the member of opposition, who has met with Vinesh Phogat as well as Bajrang Punia before heading to Kashmir this morning, fueling speculation about the possible entry of the two wrestlers into the fold of the Congress. The meeting comes as the Congress's Central Election Committee convened a meeting to finalize its list of candidates, and that meeting that took place on Monday. Now, do remember that, it was, the elections in Haryana that are scheduled to take place in a single phase on the 5th of October, and the counting of the votes is set for the 8th. But it was the All India Congress Committee in charge of Haryana who on Tuesday had gone on to talk about, there were speculations that are rife that Vinesh Phogat could be in fact making it to that list of the Congress party, and that is when he reacted by saying that Vinesh Phogat or Bajrang Punia's names have not cropped up yet, and that there will be more clarity in, say, a day or two. So we have Gurpreet joining us. Gurpreet, so of course this is fueling those rumours that have been doing the rounds when it comes to Vinesh Phogat and Bajrang Punia joining the Congress party.
Well, this is not the first time such a rumor in the public domain. We have seen when she was spotted with some of the state leadership here in Haryana. At that time, they were also expecting that they can join the party, Congress party, anytime. But what we have learned, we have talked to the former Chief Minister of Haryana, Bhupinder Singh Hooda, multiple times, and every time he has given us same set of answers, saying it's their will whether they want to join the party, they are going to take an active part or not. We cannot force anyone. But somewhere down the lane, it seems that political calculations are being made by the Congress, and we have seen not only the Congress, the BJP, INLD, JJP, and all the other parties, they are also trying to make a political equation. Now this picture which has been spotted, it gives a lot of messages. Now it is yet to be seen whether these people are going to be part of active politics or not, whether they are going to be getting the seats as a candidate from the Congress party or not. That is yet to be seen. But yes, of course, a lot of speculation are already in public domain for these people. They are going to become the part of Congress party. So even the Congress leader, they did not deny any time, but they are giving a same set of answer by saying it's their wish, it's their will, whether they want to become a part of party, ruling party, and so many times they are saying the sports person are for the country, not for a specific party. So let's see, because earlier we have seen even the Rajya Sabha issue was raised by the former Chief Minister of Haryana, Bhupinder Singh Hooda, saying the sports person should be recognized in the upper house of this parliament. So let's see that what will be the calculation and how they are going to come, and whether they are going to become active participants in this Haryana polls or not. That is yet to be seen. Back to studio.
Right, thank you so much, Gurpreet. Just stay with us for our next story as well, and that story is coming out of Himachal Pradesh, and this is in regard to shocking remarks that have been made by Himachal Pradesh's minister regarding Kangana Ranaut. They are sexist remarks which have been made against her. The minister has gone on to claim that Kangana Ranaut was missing from the flood relief situation, and that is that she wasn't there because that would have ruined her makeup. So those are the comments that have been made, and we have Gurpreet with us to get us more on this. Gurpreet, what exactly was said by the minister?
Well, we have seen earlier also when in the flood hit areas, the newly elected member parliament Kangana Ranaut, she did not visit those areas. Then there were a lot of a political war which has been initiated against her. They are saying she should have come and she should have met the people of Himachal Pradesh, because the family have been suffering. Same thing has been repeated again, and giving such type of a comment, because somewhere down the lane we have seen the politics has started to give an accountability of a member parliament, and they have put a question mark over the accountability, saying that at this point of time the public representative, they are supposed to be there and help the people. So let's see this whatever this war of words or whatever attack which is going on between the various politicians, how it is going to be unfolded. Back to studio.
Right, Gurpreet, so sexist remarks that have been made in regard to her makeup. We have seen her, do films without makeup, and, making comments regarding that she hasn't visited those areas that have been affected by flood because it would have perhaps ruined her makeup. Are comments that are being made. Get us more details as to the reactions that are coming in.
Well, we have seen these comments which has been made. It has a lot of political repercussions in the state of Himachal Pradesh. We have seen the war of words has already been initiated in Haryana politics, and specifically because, as I already told you, when she was not able to come to flooded areas, a lot of questions were
breaking
being
news coming in at the moment. Let's just get you breaking news coming in, and this is in regard to Vinesh Fogart and Bajrang Punia, who will be contesting the elections in Haryana. This is after Rahul Gandhi met with the wrestlers this morning before he flew off to JNK, and we have Gurpreet with us. Gurpreet, breaking news coming in of the top wrestlers Bajrang Punia and Vinesh Fogart joining the Congress party.
Well, this is the debate which we are already discussing. They have been spotted with the state leadership, and specifically with the Bhupinder Hooda, who is the son of our former Chief Minister of Haryana, Bhupinder Singh Hooda. And multiple times these questions were being posed to the former Chief Minister of Haryana, Bhupinder Singh Hooda. So, as I already told you, and we have already discussed at length, these political equations are being made. And somewhere down the lane, we have seen the farmers' protest, the Congress party is trying to gain the political mileage from that protest. And specifically these wrestlers who were part of the protest also, and they are also trying to encash the anti-incumbency against the BJP. So that is the political calculation which has been moved, which has been trying to make by all the political party to encash everything. So these wrestlers are part of the Congress, and as we have already discussed, whether they are going to be active part of these polls or not, now things are very clear, because they spotted with Rahul Gandhi. That means they are going to make a very active role in the state politics. So let's see whether from where they are going to get the tickets, and what type of a role they are getting within the Congress party, and what type of calculation have been made by the Congress party to rule in the state or to get maximum votes in this Haryana polls. That is yet to be seen. Back to studio.
Right, of course, this comes on the heels of that meeting with Rahul Gandhi early this morning that Vinesh Fogart and Bajrang Punia will be joining the Congress party in the upcoming elections in the state of Haryana. Take us through the popularity of the two wrestlers.
Well, if we can talk about the popularity, we have seen in Haryana, lot of youth, they are inspired from the sports person, whether it's a boxer or in other games, a wrestler, they are having a lot of following, and specifically in area of Rohtak and these ballots, in these belts, they have a strong following. So somewhere down the lane, it seems these political parties, they are trying to encash the vote bank and followers of these specifically sports person who have performed very well. They have a very strong history in the sports and in specifically in Haryana also they are trying to encash. So that is one of the main reasons why these type of leaders and these type of politicians, they are trying to pick such type of person from that area. They will be able to encash not only the follower, they will be able to encash the local level people also, and they have a strong base in their own areas. So that is the simple cause of giving such opportunity to these wrestler or sports person, and they are trying to, these political parties, they are trying to encash such type of a vote bank from their specific area so that they will be able to pave a way in the state politics. Back to studio.
Right, of course, rumors have been doing the rounds, and this was also after Vinesh Fogart had met with former Chief Minister Bhupinder Singh Hooda, who had said that the Congress party is welcoming anyone who wants to join the party.
Well, of course, as I already told you multiple times, this is the same question which has been posed to the former Chief Minister of Haryana, Bhupinder Singh Hooda, and he was not openly denying, but he was repeatedly saying it's the will and wish of the sports person whether they want to get any active part of our Congress politics or not, and whether they are going to join actively politics or not in the Congress party, that is up to them. But today, the air has already been cleared. When we have seen the picture with Rahul Gandhi, that means every calculation, everything has been already been done, and the whole homework had been done at the back. And finally, that is one of the reasons why this type of picture has been released in the public domain, so that the people of Haryana, they will be able to get idea, and a lot of followers, they will also start following the Congress strategy, and Congress will be able to pave its way in Haryana politics, and they will be getting the stronger base through these celebrities or the person who have a mass following in their specific area, and they will be able to use for the star campaigner in all over Haryana. Back to
Star
studio.
campaigners and very strong voices there, Gurpreet, when we talk about Vinesh Fogart and Bajrang Punia, both of them raising their voices against Brij Bhushan Singh, and so they are very strong voices there and a strong presence when it comes to the state of Haryana. This is going to be a very big boost when it comes to the Congress party.
Well, if we can see this political strategy of the Congress, as I already discussed and we have already discussed in detail, they are trying to encash anti-incumbency against the government, and specifically those who were very active when the BJP was ruling in the state. And we have seen these two people had contributed a lot for the protest also. They have raised a flag against the ruling BJP government, and now the Congress is trying to encash them, and that is also one of the major political issue at this point of time, why they are trying to give them a chance so that they will become a star campaigner for the Congress party and make a mass movement all over the state. The same thing we have seen so many times. The Congress party has been giving multiple statements in the favor of the farmers, and now they are also expecting from the farmer will be supporting the Congress. So if we can talk about the overall Haryana politics, we can easily understand anti-incumbency, which is against the government, they are trying to encash, and that is also challenge for the the BJP to combat with anti-incumbency so that they will be able to retain power once again in Haryana, and specifically during the polls they will be able to make such type of calculation where they can curb this anti-incumbency against the government. So as of now, what we can understand, and the political pundit, they feel these are the faces which can harm the BJP, which can damage the BJP, and we should give them political space in the political party. And Congress was the first one who had decided to give that political space to these people so that they will be able to encash a lot of vote bank, a lot of followers, and they will be work for the Congress as a star campaigner, and they will be able to help the party to make a mass movement all over Haryana and during these Haryana polls. Back to studio.
Right, Gurpreet, of course, this comes at a time when Manish Phogat has won hearts across the world with that heartbreak that took place as far as the Olympics in Paris have gone. And of course, you know, with Manish Phogat there, you know, announcing her retirement and then now that she's come back to that hero's welcome, and after having met with leaders of the Congress party, including KC Venugopal and Rahul Gandhi early this morning, this announcement is coming about of how Manish Phogat along with Bajrang Punia, both the wrestlers, are now set to join the Congress party ahead of the polls coming up in Haryana. Gurpreet, take us through when we talk about, you know, the role that is played by women leaders, especially in the state of Haryana. You know, before I come to you, let's just go to Dr. Pooja Tripathi of the Congress Party joining us on the phone line. Ma'am, we just heard about Bajrang Punia and Manish Phogat joining the Congress Party ahead of the elections in Haryana.
Hi, I don't think there's been official confirmation on this. Rahul Gandhi is the leader of opposition and I'm sure it must be courtesy visit. We'll be very happy if they join the Congress party because Congress leaders, be it Rahul Gandhi, be it Priyanka Gandhi or other Haryana Congress leaders have stood by in their fight against the injustice meted out to the women wrestlers. And personally, I'll be very happy because we need people like Manish Phogat and Bajrang Punia in the party, but there is no official confirmation right now.
Right. Dr. Pooja Tripathi there saying that there's no official confirmation regarding the entry of the wrestlers into the Congress fold. But given the fact that Manish Phogat met with Mr. Hooda earlier, she's also met with KC Venugopal and Rahul Gandhi early this morning. Rumours are rife that the two wrestlers could be joining the Congress party just ahead of the polls.
Yes, there always be rumors and there always be, you know, there always be speculation. I think in the fight of Manish Phogat, in the fight of Sakshi Malik, it should not be just the Congress leaders, the Hoodas, the Gandhis and the other leaders that should have stood by. I think that every country, every political leader across the party line should have stood there in their fight for justice against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, but sadly it didn't happen. So, but I'll request you, please don't read too much between the lines. He's a leader of opposition and I'm sure it's a courtesy call.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Pooja Tripathi. Let's just also get RP Singh of the BJP speaking to us on the phone line. RP Singh, how would you react to, you know, Bajrang Punia and Manish Phogat joining the Congress party just ahead of the elections that are going to be held in the state of Haryana?
Well, I'll wish them all the best. They have picked up the path which they have made up mind quite long. And we wish them the best. Let them explore this path also. And if they have picked up Congress as a party to be part of it, wish them all the best. And but this was all known to everyone that they will join Congress. And whatever was happening earlier was also on behalf of Congress. The internal squabble of the Wrestling Federation also. Although Mr. Brij Bhushan is already being charged by the police now. But that point aside, but there was internal politics also in that, and there's now an open now that it was the Congress which is behind everything.
Right. So, RP Singh, you're saying this is something that was in the works for a very, very long time, and it is going to be, you know, the Congress party, they're not confirming yet, not putting it out officially that the two wrestlers would be joining the Congress party. Thank you so much, RP Singh, for speaking to us. Well, moving on now, it is a senior Congress leader who is in J&K. He kick-started the party's J&K election campaign. Rahul Gandhi will be, you know, And Rahul Gandhi there kick-starting the election campaign as far as poll-bound Jammu and Kashmir is concerned. And, there are back-to-back rallies that have been planned by the Congress leader, Congress candidates contesting in the first phase of the elections, which will be held on the 18th of September. And it's not just Rahul Gandhi. Later, we're also expecting Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and senior leader Priyanka Gandhi among the 40 star campaigners who will address multiple poll rallies in Jammu and Kashmir. Also today, while Ally National Conference's Vice President Omar Abdullah also filing his nomination for polls today.
कॉन्फ्रेंस की जो इत्तेहाद हुआ है, इंशाअल्लाह उसमें हम लोग कामयाब होंगे। ये हमारे वतन के लिए, सारे हिंदुस्तान के लिए एक बड़ी आवाज़ है कि जो हमें कहते थे कि हम पाकिस्तानी हैं, हम खालिस्तानी हैं, हम ये हैं, उनके लिए एक थप्पड़ है। और मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि हिंदुस्तान के लोग ये समझेंगे कि हम चाहते हैं कि रियासत आगे तरक्की करे और इस मुश्किल से निकले। मैंने पहली दफ़ा देखा है कि एक रियासत को यूनियन टेरिटरी बनाते हुए, इसको बदलाना है, इसको फुल से स्टेटहुड आना है और उसके लिए हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
जम्मू कश्मीर की जनता को हम याद दिलाएंगे कि पुराने दिनों की तरफ, पुरानी मुसीबतों की तरफ ले जाने के लिए जो मैनिफेस्टो लेकर आए हैं एनसी वाले, पीडीपी वाले और तमाम लोग जो खुलकर मिलिटेंटों का मदद लेकर चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं, जो एक्स मिलिटेंट है, मैं देख रहा हूं, मेरे पास जानकारी आ रही है, खुलकर एनसी पीडीपी के कैंडिडेट के लिए कैंपेन में जुट गए हैं। यानी पुरानी बुरी हालात को वापस लेने के लिए जो पार्टियां चुनाव में उतरे हैं, उनको डिफीट करना पड़ेगा। बीजेपी के नेतृत्व में, बीजेपी की अगुवाई में एक नई सरकार इस राज्य में बनेगी।
Right, Rahul Gandhi is in Jammu today, and later in the day he will be also in Srinagar before he flies back to Delhi while he is campaigning for Jammu and Kashmir. Moving on now, Kiran Rijiju has accused Mamata Banerjee of politicizing the doctor's death by introducing the Aparajita Women and Child Bill. The Kiran Rijiju has responded to that anti-rape bill unanimously passed by the West Bengal Legislative Assembly on Tuesday by slamming the Chief Minister by sending an old letter that was sent to her government seeking a fast-track special court for cases of rape and those registered under the POCSO Act. In the letter that was dated back in 2018 on the 11th of November, Kiran Rijiju has sought the Mamata Banerjee's government's intervention in the establishment of these fast-track courts for quick trial and dispersal as far as pending rape and POCSO cases are concerned. Let's just listen into how Mamata Banerjee is defending her stand.
দেশের মধ্যে ছোট রাজ্য মিলিয়ে আমাদের সংখ্যা তৃতীয়, এটা পার্লামেন্টের কোয়েশ্চেনে, লোকসভার কোয়েশ্চেনে দেখে নেবেন। আমি আপনাদের বলি 1913 সালে আমাদের যে 88টা ফাস্ট ট্র্যাক কোর্ট ছিল তার টাকা কেন্দ্রীয় সরকার বহন করতেন, সেই টাকা দেয়া বন্ধ করে দিয়েছেন 2013 সাল থেকে। তা সত্ত্বেও আমাদের রাজ্যে বর্তমানে 88টি ফাস্ট ট্র্যাক কোর্ট আছে। মহিলাদের জন্য 52টি ডেজিগনেটেড কোর্ট আছে, যাতে মহিলাদের বিরুদ্ধে সংগঠিত অপরাধের মামলাগুলোর দ্রুত বিচার হয়।
Right, we have my colleague Saurabh Gupta joining us live from Kolkata. Saurabh, we just heard Mamata Banerjee in her defense say that those fast-track courts were being funded by the centre and that funding was withdrawn back in 2013.
Well, Kiran Rijiju has flagged what he says is the non-operationalization of the fast-track courts. That, of course, is something that, we've seen in West Bengal. Now, this is something that Kiran Rijiju flags in that letter and also goes on to say that he seeks her intervention to make sure that these fast-track courts are operationalized as soon as possible. Having said that, yesterday, when that debate on that bill was taking place, BJP MLA Agnimitra Paul also brought up this statistic of how many fast-track courts are actually operational in West Bengal and how many are yet to be operationalized. And that's something that is become a matter of debate, with the Chief Minister also responding in the Assembly. Kiran Rijiju has flagged that earlier letter which he wrote during his tenure, saying that these courts have to be set up, and then he had sought the personal intervention of the Chief Minister to remove bottlenecks in their operationalization. So obviously this is something that the BJP also came to prepared with in the assembly yesterday, as this debate was taking place, and the Chief Minister responded saying that we have 88 fast-track courts that have been operationalized, and also listed the number of cases before them, the number of cases that had been disposed of, and also said that 7,000 cases are still pending before these courts. So this is the latest as far as this is concerned. Kiran Rijiju flagging that issue of non-operationalization of the fast-track courts, and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee responding to that, saying 88 fast-track courts in this state are already operational.
Right. Thank you so much, Saurabh, for getting us those details. We also have Krishanu Mitra, the TMC spokesperson, joining us. Let's just talk about what Kiran Rijiju has said. He's taken to a social media platform, X, and said that he feels sad that the Chief Minister of West Bengal has ignored her most sacred duty of providing quick justice for women and children. He's, obviously pointed to this letter which was passed by the Parliament to deal with such crimes like rape back in 2018, something that he says has totally been ignored by the government. How would you react?
You see, I think before following the tweets and the social media posts of BJP leaders and cabinet ministers, media persons and media channels will do good by referring to what the government has officially stated in the floor of the House, be it Lok Sabha, be it Rajya Sabha. Here I am referring to a post by my leader in Rajya Sabha, Mr. Derek O'Brien, just 4 days back. He reminded that, I don't know how didn't you people pick up that link, where he has said that he has posted the government version which they have put, only the central government under Modi, and in which Mr. Rijiju is the cabinet minister till date, has given to the Rajya Sabha on 27th of July 2023, that last year, where the government has placed on record the number of functional fast-track courts in different states of the country, where West Bengal stands third. I don't know how these people, these BJP leaders and central ministers, and now their media is also following them, they are peddling fake news and media is running after them. Their chief minister has stated clearly there are 88 functional fast-track courts, and all other, there are also 62 POSCO designated courts functional in the state as of now, along with the 112 dial numbers, 1098 and also dial 100. These are functional in the state and doing good. We have already disposed over around approximately 3 lakh cases. Might be 7,000 pending, but that doesn't deny the fact that already few lakhs has been disposed. Along with that, since 2023, 10 more fast-track courts has been sanctioned by the state government, which is presently lying for nod of the High Court. So I think the Kiran Rijiju and then another lady cabinet minister, they will do good by referring to the government version that the government had placed in the floor of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha before making a fool of themselves, before the media and before the people of this country. I refer to what my leader,
Mr. Mitra, also, it is Mamata Banerjee who's gone on to say that these fast-track courts were funded by the centre and that funding stopped back in 2013. Thank you so much for speaking to us here on NDTV. Let's just switch tracks now and get you more news, and this is in regard to Kerala launching a statewide massive hunt against those who have been searching, collecting or sharing child pornography images on the internet. The Kerala police have registered 37 cases and arrested 6 people from various districts. Raids were conducted across various locations, resulting in numerous arrests and the seizure of electronic devices used for child pornography. The largest number of raids were taking place. They were conducted in the Malappuram district. And in other news, an FIR has been registered against Malayalam film star Niveen Pauly in Kerala's Ernakulam district based on a complaint that was filed by a woman. The actor on Tuesday has gone ahead and denied those charges and said that he will go to any extent to fight the case. In the complaint that's been filed against him, a woman has claimed that she was cheated by the promises that was made by the actor that she would be given a chance to act in films. She also claims that she was sexually assaulted outside India by a group of 6 people, including the actor in Dubai.
More and more cases and complaints are coming up in front of the special investigation team that is constituted after the Hema Commission report was made public. The latest, Niveen Pauly, who is a very highly successful young actor who has given several box office hits. In fact, Niveen Pauly has been named as accused number 6 in a case in which a young actor has named 6 people, including the first accused is a woman called Shreya and also producer A.K. Sunil and 3 others. And Niveen Pauly has been named as accused number 6 in this case. But Niveen Pauly says that he has neither met the woman nor has had any interaction with her. He in fact held a press conference to say that he believes that he needs to come forward because he has no one else to speak to for him, but that there would be no shred of evidence against him because nothing like that ever transpired. The complainant has, however, said that she was taken by this first accused Shreya to Dubai and there she was abused, sexually abused, assaulted. There was criminal intimidation and illegal confinement. All those sections have been booked against the 6 people in this case, and the investigation will come up in front of the SIT. Niveen Pauly has said, in fact, that he will be initiating legal action in this case as well. The other actor is Alencia Le Lopez, against who once again a young actor has complained. I must also point out that Siddiq and Ranjit, who are among the first actor, director, producer against who the cases had come up, they have also sought action from the court, or rather they have appealed to the court to ensure that they are not arrested in these cases that are being filed against them. One more case of Omar Lulu, a director against who once again a woman has named that she was assaulted by him and that she was raped by him repeated times and that he had lured her with the offer of role and that had not materialized. But this director has in fact said that this could be a case of trying to extort money from people like him as well.
Thank you so much, Uma, for getting us those details. And like she mentioned, actor Alencia Lopez has also been booked. He has, FIR has now been registered against him for sexual misconduct based on the complaint made by a junior artist. The offence allegedly took place in a hotel in Bengaluru on multiple occasions between 2017 and 2018. And with that, we're slipping in a very short break. Back with a whole lot more to stay with us.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India, one world hygiene,
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of
Welcome back. Let's get to the latest in regard to comments that have been made by a minister in Himachal Pradesh. Jagat Singh Negi on Wednesday has stirred a row following the comments as far as the MP of BJP, Kangana Ranaut, is concerned. He was speaking on the floor of the State Assembly, saying that she did not visit the rain-affected areas because her makeup would wash away. He also went on to say that she only came to those areas after the conditions had improved and shed crocodile tears. Let's listen in.
कि क्यों ऐसा कोई वो है, या तो उनको पूछना पड़ेगा, बताइए कौन अधिकारी है। और जब सब कुछ ठीक हो गया, समय से मैं पहुंची वहां पर, और वो बरसात में वैसे भी नहीं आना था उन्होंने, क्योंकि मेकअप जो है सारा खराब होना था। फिर लगना था ये कंगना है या कंगना की माँ है, पता ही नहीं लगना था। तो वो आई उधर, तो जब सब कुछ वहाँ ठीक ठाक हो गया, घड़ियाली आंसू बहा के चले गई। तो ऐसा भी क्या करना, तो ये बड़ी बड़ी बातें करते हैं।
Right, let's just get more on this with my colleague Gurpreet, who's joining us. Gurpreet, we just heard these sexist comments that were made by the minister, and the BJP, they're really slamming those sexist comments.
Well, of course, the statement which was given by the minister, it has brought uproar a lot of controversy in Himachal Pradesh politics. What we can understand, the BJP says that Kangana Ranaut should file a defamation and teach a lesson to such minister who has given such type of a statement, and that should not be accepted at all. He has given this statement saying that she was not in a flood hit area when the people were suffering, and she was busy with her own makeup. So they have put a lot of question marks. So let's see how Kangana Ranaut is going to give an answer to the statement which has been issued by the minister. And now we have already seen that political row has already been erupted in the state of Himachal Pradesh, and a lot of politicians, and specifically from the BJP, they are putting a question mark over such type of statement which was issued by the minister, and they are saying Kangana Ranaut should file a defamation case against such politician to teach a lesson, so that this type of remark should not be given. So let's wait and watch what type of reaction is coming from Kangana Ranaut, and whether she is going to file a defamation suit against this minister for issuing such statement or not. Back to studio.
Right, thank you so much Gurpreet for joining us with the very latest. And switching tracks now to Delhi, amid the tussle between the Delhi LG and the mayor over the zonal committee elections in Delhi. Voting is taking place for the post of the chairman, the vice chairman, for each of the city's 12 zonal bodies at the MCD headquarters. The Municipal Corporation of Delhi witnessed high drama a day before the zonal committee elections, with the mayor, Shelley Oberoi, refusing to appoint presiding officers, saying her conscience did not allow her to stand for an undemocratic election process. And to get more on this, we have my colleague Tanushka joining us. Tanushka, Ashwini Kumar overruled, the MCD commissioner overruled, what was, said by the mayor of Delhi, Shelley Oberoi, and, went ahead with the elections.
Right, Divya, the MCD elections are currently underway and the elections were announced finally by the Delhi Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena after, as you rightly mentioned, the MCD Commissioner reached out to the LG seeking directions from him with respect to the elections. What the MCD Commissioner claimed is that they did not receive any decision on these elections by the by the Delhi Mayor Shelley Oberoi, and he reached out to the LG seeking directions, and then the LG took an action on the same and announced and decided that the elections will be conducted today itself. This is after a long suspense over the MCD elections. You know, there was a constant question mark onto when these elections will be, and currently the elections is underway, which will go on until 4 p.m. this afternoon. And what we know from the elections as of now is that these elections will decide and elect the chairman as well as the vice chairman and 12 members of the standing committee. So as of now, 2 members of the standing committee have been elected from the Aam Aadmi Party. They stand unopposed. This is in the City SP zone and the Karol Bagh zone. And from BJP as well, 1 member of the standing committee has been elected unopposed. This is in the Keshavapuram zone. So as of now, there are Aam Aadmi Party stands at a number of 5 and BJP stands at a number of 3.
Right. Thank you so much, Tanushka, for joining us. We will keep tracking that story and coming back to you for more on that. And of course, showing her reluctance, expressing her reluctance to participate under what she described as undemocratic conditions, the mayor criticized the election process, stating it was unreasonable, unfair and undemocratic. Switching tracks, now it is the president who has given more powers to the LG of Delhi. The LG now can appoint members to boards, commissions. This is President Draupadi Murmu delegated Delhi's LG to the powers to form and appoint members to any authority, board, commission or statutory body under laws enacted by the parliament for the capital. The Ministry of Home Affairs has gone on to say that the new this is the order that has been given to the LG of the national capital. And we still have Anushka with us. Anushka, more powers given to the LG by the centre.
Right, Divya, the President Draupadi Murmu has, bestowed upon these provisions which were already existing upon the Delhi's Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena into appointing as well as forming, members and bodies at these boards and these authoritative bodies as well. So this, in fact, reinstates the constitutional as well as the statutory powers of the Delhi Lieutenant Governor. And what we understand from this is was also shown in the way wherein the Lieutenant Governor decided upon and appointed the deputy commissioners of each of these 12 zones which are in election currently to be acting as the presiding officers. This is something that was also under a question mark with respect to these elections as to who will be the presiding officers. However, Delhi Mayor Shelley Oberoi had also earlier suggested that the presiding officers will be the deputy commissioner, but there was no confirmation on the same. So exercising his statutory and constitutional powers that are enacted by law by the parliament, which have been vested in him at this point by the Ministry of Home Affairs as well. The Delhi Lieutenant Governor took into charge to sort out these gaps in today's election by appointing the deputy commissioners in all of these zones as the presiding officers.
Right, Tanushka, thank you so much for getting us those details. Now, switching tracks to the Prime Minister who was in Brunei. He met with the Sultan of Brunei, Hassan Al Bolkiah. The Prime Minister said that the talks were ranging from ways to further cement bilateral ties between the two nations. They also spoke on commercial linkages, people-to-people exchanges, as well as ways to expand trade ties. So this was the first ever bilateral trip by an Indian Prime Minister to the Southeast Asian nation. And now, of course, the Prime Minister has flown to Singapore. He is going to be in Singapore to also, do remember, a very significant visit that's coming up by the Prime Minister.
हमारे सदियों पुराने सांस्कृतिक संबंध है, हमारी मित्रता का आधार हमारी यह महान सांस्कृतिक परंपरा है। यह भी सुखद संयोग है कि इस वर्ष हम द्विपक्षीय साझेदारी की 40वीं वर्षगांठ मना रहे हैं। भारत की एक्ट ईस्ट पॉलिसी और इंडो पैसिफिक विजन में ब्रुनेई का महत्वपूर्ण साझेदार होना, ये हमारे लिए उज्जवल भविष्य की गारंटी है।
And switching tracks to the Paralympics in Paris, and India took medals tally to 20, the best ever in a single edition of the Paralympics. And the best performance came in Tokyo, where India had won 19 medals, so breaking the record that was set in Tokyo. My colleague Rika Roy spoke with Preeti Paul. Let's listen in.
सबसे पहले आपका रिएक्शन टू द फैक्ट दैट यू हैव मेड हिस्ट्री, क्या हिस्ट्री आप पे भारी लग रहा है?
इसके लिए तो मैं आपको सभी को धन्यवाद देना चाहती हूँ जो आप मुझे सब इतना सपोर्ट कर रहे हो, और ये बहुत ही बिग अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है कि सबसे पहले मेरा ही इवेंट हुआ है। अगर शायद किसी और का इवेंट होता तो वो मेडल आता, वो पहले भारतीय बनती, क्योंकि ये तो देखो सिमरन दी का आ जाता या मेरा आ जाता, ये तो एक ही बात थी, लेकिन अगर किसी और का आता तो ऐसा लगता कि पहले हमारा होना चाहिए था। इसलिए बहुत बड़ी बात है कि ये हमारा समाज का नाम ऊंचा हुआ है, हमारा देश का नाम ऊंचा हुआ है कि पहला ट्रैक में मेडल आ गया है, और ये हमारी मेहनत भी थी सबकी जो हम यहाँ तक आ पहुँचे हैं।
प्रीति, आपको हम ये पूछना चाहेंगे कि सडनली आपका जो परफॉर्मेंस बहुत अच्छा हो गया है, एशियाड से पहले आपका परफॉर्मेंस इतना अच्छा नहीं था, क्या कुछ आपने टेक्निकल एडजस्टमेंट्स किया होगा जिसकी वजह से योर परफॉर्मेंस रियली हैज सर्ज्ड?
मेरी जो परफॉर्मेंस आई है, ज़्यादा जो बिल्डअप हुई है, वो मेरी एशियन गेम्स के बाद हुई है। जैसे मैं वर्ल्ड चैम्पियनशिप का ट्रायल देने गई थी, वहाँ से मेरी जो पोजीशन थी वो अप होती चली गई, जो मेरी टाइमिंग थी वो भी मैं जैसे ग्राउंड पे करती थी, भैया बोलते थे वाओ पर्सनल बेस्ट, पीबी कर दिया आज तो, पीबी कर दिया, उसे देख के और भी कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल बढ़ जाता था। मेरी हर हफ्ते शायद माइक्रो सेकंड भी टूटती चली गई। वो देखो उन्हीं की मेहनत की वजह से है सब कुछ, जो उन्होंने टेक्निक अप्लाई की है।
And also my colleague Vimal Mohan spoke with Sumit Until, who has created history. He won gold in the men's javelin throw, setting a new Para Games record. Let's listen in to what he had to say.
जो आपका जो ट्रेडमार्क है गोल्ड और रिकॉर्ड, वो आपने बरकरार रखा।
काफ़ी खुशी है कि पैरालंपिक रिकॉर्ड के साथ में गोल्ड मेडल लेके आए देश के लिए, और काफ़ी प्राउड फील कर रहा हूँ, काफ़ी ब्लेस्ड फील कर रहा हूँ कि मेरे को ऐसी टीम मिली है जो हर टाइम मेरे साथ खड़ी रहती है।
क्या बात है, ये बहुत बड़ी बात है। कोच साहब, जैवलिन चाहे कोई भी लोग बाहर से लगता है कि एक प्लेयर फेंक रहा है, लेकिन बहुत बड़ी टीम है, और मैं विपिन के बारे में भी बात करूंगा। विपिन की जैसी तारीफ सुमित मुझसे कर रहे थे, वो कमाल की बात है। पहले भी हम लोग बात कर रहे थे कि गोल्ड आना चाहिए, रनवे आपको पसंद था, लेकिन यहाँ रनवे वैसा तो नहीं था।
नहीं, रनवे एक्चुअली क्या है कि रनवे जो ये सेकेंडरी रनवे है, जो मेन रनवे है वो उस तरफ है।
मैं नीरज फेंका था वो ऑपोजिट साइड।
हाँ जी, वो अपोजिट साइड है, तो इस रनवे हमें कोई आइडिया नहीं था। वो रनवे बहुत अच्छा था, पर इधर से कराया तो हमने फिर भी अपना 100% देने की कोशिश की, और ठीक है, एक बहुत अच्छी थ्रो है 70+, और उसके साथ ओलंपिक रिकॉर्ड करना एक,
और वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप से ज़्यादा है
ना। ज़्यादा तो चलो, बहुत ज़्यादा उम्मीदें थी, उधर से होता तो और अच्छी भी हो जाती।
अच्छा है, स्पोर्ट्स में हमेशा कुछ बाकी रहना चाहिए ताकि अगले ओलंपिक्स में
बिल्कुल कोशिश करेंगे कि आने वाली चैंपियनशिप में इससे और अच्छा बेहतर परफॉर्म करें।
अच्छा, आप विपिन के बारे में बहुत तारीफ कर रहे थे, लोगों को आप बताएं। आपने तो जो मुझे बताया वो अलग बात है, एक फिजियो का कितना इम्पोर्टेंट।
बिल्कुल, मेरे को काफ़ी टाइम से इंजरी चल रही थी और मैं काफ़ी पेन में था, तो विपिन भाई से मिला मैं, और कोबे से थोड़ी दिन पहले मिला था, मई
मतलब वर्ल्ड
चैंपियनशिप मई में थी जो, और उसके बाद काफ़ी अच्छा ट्रेनिंग कर पाया हूँ मैं, ऑल थैंक्स टू माय टीम।
क्या विपिन बताइए, क्या इनको प्रॉब्लम थी, कैसे ठीक करते हैं आप? इनको तो हम लोगों को भी ठीक कीजिए।
नहीं, इनको काफ़ी लास्ट 3 ईयर से स्पाइन की इंजरी थी और सीवियर थी। तो प्रॉब्लम ये थी कि इंजरी तो रिकवर कर जाए, बट साथ के साथ इंजरी डेली भी डेवलप कर रही थी गेम के साथ साथ, क्योंकि इनका जो एम्पुटेड लेग है उसके साथ साथ इनकी लोडिंग जो है स्पाइन पे आनी ही थी, हाँ जानी ही थी। ये सर मेरे पास आए मई में, तो मई में हम लोगों के पास फिर कोबे में वर्ल्ड चैम्पियनशिप भी थी, बहुत ज़्यादा समय नहीं था, तो ज़्यादा रेस्ट ना लेते हुए गेम भी कंटिन्यू रखा, साथ के साथ हीलिंग चलती रही। अभी फ़िलहाल में 90% के करीब रिकवरी थी, तो हमारा मेन तो यही था मिशन कि पेरिस 2024
मतलब कमाल की बात है। अभी ये 100% फिट नहीं है, गोल्ड मेडल रिकॉर्ड के बावजूद पूरी तरह खुश नहीं है, रनवे ठीक नहीं था। ये सुमित ही इतना हम्बल और ह्यूमिलिटी के साथ बता सकते हैं।
देखिए सर, काफ़ी उम्मीदें मेरे को ज़्यादा थी, मैं सच बताऊं। मीटर्स की बात करें तो
बिल्कुल,
और बाकी गोल्ड से काफ़ी खुश हूँ मैं। और लकीली
बैक टू बैक गोल्ड।
हाँ, बट लकीली यहाँ पे पैरालंपिक्स जैसी स्टेज पे कुछ भी चीज़ वो नहीं होती, कोई श्योर नहीं होती। और मेरे को पर्सनली बहुत प्रेशर था आपकी बार, जिस तरह से मेरे को, मैं सच बताऊंगा, बहुत ज़्यादा प्रेशर।
क्या है पार्टी का, क्या प्लान है, क्या खाना है? जल्दी।
अभी तो कुछ प्लान नहीं है।
नहीं, पार्टी का प्लान तो है।
नहीं अभी तो कुछ प्लान नहीं है, बट देखते हैं, विलेज में जाके डिस्कस करेंगे।
Until there, setting a new Paralympic record with 70.59 meters throw. He won back-to-back gold medals in the javelin throw. With that, we're wrapping up this edition. Back with a whole lot more on the other side. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. 10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections.
Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. My name is Kitty Bahel. In this edition, we'll get you all the latest news and updates from across the country in the next 1 hour. Let's start with the headlines at the top. Ahead of Haryana Assembly polls, top wrestlers Vinesh Fogart and Bajrang Punia to contest the elections, and they've joined the Congress. Bajrang Punia, Vinesh Fogart had met Rahul Gandhi and are now going to be contesting from Julana and Badli seats respectively. It's Mamata government versus the centre over Kolkata horror. Union Minister Kiran Rijiju has written to Bengal Chief Minister. Rijiju has said that there was no consent by Bengal for POCSO courts. Mamata Banerjee has now responded saying that there has been a swift disposal of cases in Bengal. Key MCD poll taking place amid Aam Aadmi Party versus LG face-off. The voting is underway after LG had appointed the presiding officers. LG office said that it had appointed officials because the mayor did not do so. Prime Minister Modi and the Sultan of Brunei held bilateral talks. Prime Minister Modi said that our key focus is on strategic partnership, and Prime Minister Modi is now heading to Singapore. India has made Paralympics history with 20 medals in its kitty. Indian contingent has surpassed Tokyo's performance. Big breaking news now coming in at the top of the hour. It's a setback for Kangana Ranaut's movie Emergency in the Bombay High Court. No censor certificate has been given for Emergency yet. What we are given to understand is that the Bombay High Court has said that it's unable to direct the CBFC to issue the certificate for the film. Bombay High Court has also said that directing the CBFC would contradict the Madhya Pradesh High Court order. Well, next hearing the case will be on September 18. Meanwhile, that's the latest coming in at this point in time. The Bombay High Court, while hearing the matter, has said that CBFC cannot be held for ransom, and we are unable to direct the CBFC to issue the certificate for the film at this point in time. Bombay High Court says it's unable to direct the CBFC to issue the certificate as it would contradict Madhya Pradesh High Court's order. Remember, Madhya Pradesh Court had directed the CBFC to consider the representations of the Sikh groups that had petitioned before it. Now, a number of Sikh groups, including the Shiromani Akali Dal, had objected to the movie, accusing it of misrepresenting the community and getting historical facts wrong. Well, the movie was earlier scheduled for release on September 6th, but after it was caught up in the controversy after a Sikh organization had objected to the film, its release was also postponed. Now, this is some big breaking news coming in from the Bombay High Court. My colleague Radhika Ramaswamy also joins us on the broadcast, getting us more details as to what really transpired there in the Bombay High Court. What more details are coming out, Radhika?
That's right. This is a huge setback as far as Kangana Ranaut and makers of Emergency are concerned. In fact, the Bombay High Court unable to give any sort of relief to the makers. Of course, Bombay High Court did support some of the arguments made by the producers, in which, it was pointed that the producers did receive a communication from the CBFC stating that the certification has been granted to them. It was an email that was sent to them stating that it has been approved, accepted, and that the CD has been sealed. So therefore, the entire process was something that has been accepted. However, later, of course, the CBFC withdrawing that particular certification after outrage over the film. Of course, CBFC before the court did say that the reason why it was withdrawn was one, of course, as a result of the outrage and opposition to the film, objections to the film, but also because it was not the final certification and that it had to be signed finally in the physical copy by the chairperson of CBFC. However, the court did not really buy that argument. The court said that if there is an auto-generated email which states that the certificate has been issued, then that has to be full and final. But what really did not sort of go in favor for the producers is the order by the Madhya Pradesh High Court. Madhya Pradesh High Court yesterday, while hearing the petitions by some of the petitioners, which include Sikh organizations that had expressed objections to the film, had in fact directed CBFC to listen to get representations from these Sikh organizations and then make a decision as far as certification is concerned. Of course, this was with respect to the objections raised not pertaining to the certification itself. However, the Madhya Pradesh High Court had asked CBFC to listen, hear out these objections and then take a decision accordingly.
If it is going to direct the CBFC to issue the certificate, that would contradict the Madhya Pradesh High Court order. But what are the options before the makers now? Is there still hope for the movie? We do understand next hearing is going to take place on September 18th with regards to this case. What are the makers expecting now?
That's right. Next hearing will take place on the 18th of September, which is when a bench has directed CBFC to decide the representations. In fact, next hearing is on September 19th. September 18th is by when they will have to decide on the representations, which means that the movie cannot be released on September 6th, perhaps after September 18th. If the CBFC considers these objections and finds some way out as far as the release is concerned and then issuing the certificate, maybe post September 19th, the film could be released. But the Bombay High Court requesting the CBFC to consider these representations and then take a decision accordingly. CBFC to that responded that you cannot hold CBFC at ransom. There could be more objections. So we will have to listen to all of these objections and take a fair stand. Of course, all this amid the backlash over the film, amid the protest and objection raised by Sikh communities as far as the portrayal in the film is concerned. They've been saying that the portrayal is offensive, the portrayal is inappropriate, which is why now CBFC not really wanting to issue that certificate. But during the course of the hearing, what the producers had in fact told before the court is that it is not up to the CBFC to look into the law and order situation. It is a state subject. In fact, the maker of the film is a sitting MP. The state will take care of the law and order, and for CBFC it is all about going through the content of the film, which they did, and issued a certificate via email. They did suggest certain modifications August 2nd week, and that was also done, after which the CBFC at the time was satisfied with the modifications done, which is why that certification was issued via email, which they later decided to withdraw as a result of the backlash. And the CBSE shouldn't have been affected or impacted with the backlash, is something not just the producers have said, but also the court had agreed upon. But the court at this time helpless as a result of the Madhya Pradesh High Court's order. So we'll have to wait for a few more days after the objections are raised before the CBFC representations done. Another hearing will take place before the Bombay High Court.
Thank you so much, Radhika, for getting us those details there. Well, the next hearing in the matter is on the 19th of September. That is what we are learning at this point in time. And, we'll be getting you more on that as developments take place. Meanwhile, this definitely doesn't come as good news for Kangana Ranaut, starrer emergency movie, which she's directed also. But at this point in time, that's the latest that we're tracking. We'll be getting you more on that as developments take place. Shifting our focus now to some more news that we're tracking. Ahead of Haryana polls, Congress party has announced that wrestlers Vinesh Fogart and Bajrang Punia will contest elections on the Congress ticket. Both wrestlers will fight Haryana polls, which are scheduled on October 5th. Vinesh Fogart will be contesting from Julana seat, while Bajrang Punia will contest the election from Badli. Well, this comes right after Congress MP Rahul Gandhi had met with wrestlers Vinesh Fogart and Bajrang Punia. Well, the elections to 90-member Haryana Assembly are scheduled on October 5th, and we do understand it's a big decision now coming in at this point in time, with the Congress party announcing that both Vinesh Fogart and Bajrang Punia are going to be fielded by the Congress party. Vinesh Fogart had also, remember, announced a retirement recently after the Paris Olympics and emphasized that her focus will be on farmers' issues. Well, my colleagues